May 24th, 1942. 1 week into Case Blue and the Germans have already surrounded over 1 million Soviet soldiers in the pocket between Kharkiv, Voronezh and Voroshilовsgrad. Quite understandably, last week the Stavka tried to open up this pocket by launching a coordinated attack with cavalry and tanks around the village of Markovka. But the troops' exhaustion, the muddy terrain, and most important of all, the patrols of 2 infantry divisions of the 17th Army prevented the Red Army from reopening this gigantic pocket. And so, as the week begins, the stage is now set for the biggest battle of annihilation ever fought so far on the Eastern Front. And as the week ends, the 4th Panzer Army begins the siege of Voronezh. Howdy folks, welcome back to the channel and welcome to a new weekly episode of War in the East 2. So I must say, last week things went incredibly well, or I would say I've been incredibly lucky to prevent the, let's say, triggering of the non-isolated hexes inside this pocket, just because the village of Markovka stood firm in the hands of the Germans, and the effort of the Soviet 4th Tank Corps, as well as the 101 and 116th Cavalry Division, proved to be not enough to dislodge the few patrols of the 24th and the 295th Infantry Divisions. And this is great. This is an amazing news because now we might not have the biggest pocket ever, just like the Kiev pocket last year, but for sure this is one of the most dense pocket I've ever created since since June 22nd. Oh my god, since I would say almost 11 months now. And yeah, there are a few things that need to be taken care of, but still it's good to see that the pocket held. And also it seems that the Stavka went into panic mode, because like here there is just one division, here 2, here nothing, 2, and overall, like, it seems that, yeah, the Soviet High Command just pulled units from a relatively quiet sector of the front and just, I assume, redeployed them here to face the new threat. I don't know if the Red Army does have more reserves in the depths of the Caucasus. I have no idea. But so yeah, let's go. Without further ado, we do have the 377th Infantry Division, which will be sent in the sector of the 2nd Panzer Army, especially in the 40th Motorized Army Corps. Exactly. Because the goal is now to reinforce the 40th Motorized Army Corps with some infantry, and also ideally even use the 2nd Panzer Army to begin screening the immense left flank of Army Group South. And yeah, so without wasting time, no, sorry, I think this I will do it in the sped up version. Oh yes, let's send the 23rd Infantry Division over here. And that's it. And yeah, so I think I will stick to the usual format. In this very first episode, I will just focus on the action of the 6th Army and the 4th Panzer Army, while in the next one, and also, I mean, the Hungarians and the Italians as well, while in the next episode I will focus more on the Romanians, the 11th Army, and the the men of the command Azov, let's say. Yeah, so thank you very much for watching, folks, and well, as always, enjoy the rest of the video. Alright, folks, so as I said at the beginning, I was incredibly happy to see that the Soviets failed to reopen the pocket, because imagine my frustration in wasting one more week in just reclosing the pocket to re-trigger the isolation status once again. And this, I don't know, so as I had this happen, I don't know how much it would have delayed the whole timetable of Case Blue. Also, one observation that I made while rewatching this episode was that since this pocket is, of course, the densest, but also it is relatively large. One tip that I can give you based on this is that when you want to go for encirclements, try to squeeze any large pocket into multiple smaller pockets, just like I did here to isolate those two hexes with the Guards Rifle Division and the non-Guards Rifle units between the 2nd Army and the infantry of the 6th Army. Because when you prevent the enemy from retreating inside the pocket, they will just surrender. And this is like, I would say, an amazing feature that you can exploit. You just squeeze them into a smaller pocket and they will just give up. And this, of course, will reduce the combat attrition that your troop will suffer during the logistics phase by simply sitting next to enemy units. Okay, I might have spoken too early because here the Guards Rifle Division just retreated into the only available hex. So yeah, one more reason to squeeze and surround the trapped units into smaller pockets with whatever you have. And while the 6th Army was now busy in advancing southwards with all but I think one Army Corps to let the troops rest and recover their CVPs, the 4th Panzer Army launched its attack against Voronezh. Or better, not against Voronezh, but against the Soviet units garrisoning the flanks of Voronezh, because the idea now was again to surround the city into a relatively small siege, and then isolate it and take it maybe next week, maybe in the next 2 weeks, because the capture of Voronezh will mark the end of the first phase of Case Blue. And yeah, while I let you enjoy watching the 4th Panzer Army smashing through the lines of the Soviet defenses north and southwest of Voronezh, I thank you very much for watching, folks. I thank you very much for supporting the channel. I wish you all the best, and as always, stay tuned because there is a 2nd episode coming up pretty soon on the channel. And well, I hope to see you all again in that one.